Hello everyone. So today we will discuss about and we will start a new chapter, that is chapter 5, organizing. We have completed chapter 1, that is nature and significance of management, chapter 2, principles of management, chapter 3, business environment, 4, planning, and now it's time to move on, that is chapter 5, organizing. So what is organizing? As I told you in the first chapter, in the functions of management, as I told you that there are 5 functions of management: planning, organizing, staffing, directing and controlling. In planning, we have to think in advance what we have to do, what to do, how to do, when to do and for whom to do. Or I should say that we have to determine the objective in planning. Now it's time to move further. Whatever we have planned, now it's time to collect all the necessary raw materials, all the necessary resources related to that objective, and divide the work into small units. After that, we have to create the department so that the work can be done in a specialized manner, and establish an authority and responsibility relationship. I told you, like, this is an organization. We have to divide the whole work into small units, because I told you a number of times that to do a work for the organization by a single person is not possible. So we have to divide the whole work into small units so that the work can be done in a very effective manner. So here, this is HR department, this is finance department, right? This is production departments, this is marketing department, this is sale department, right? So what we does, we divide the work into small units and create the departments. HR, the work of HR will be held in that department, the work of finance will be held in finance department. And what will these departments do? It will create the authority and responsibility relationship. Means the workers who are working under the HR department, as he is the head of HR department, now number of workers are working under the HR department. So there is a relationship between the subordinate and the superior. This relationship is known as authority responsibility relationship, because the HR provides certain responsibility to their subordinate, and the subordinate have to fulfill all the responsibility whatever it is delegated by the HR department. Same is with finance department, same is with production, same is with marketing, and same thing will happen with sales department. Means number of people are working under each and every department, and every people have to work according to the given instructions of these people, right? So we can say that organizing means collecting all the necessary resources, like machineries, whether it is human resources, whether it is finance resources. We have to collect all the resources at one place and divide the whole work into small units, and creates the individual departments, because to do the work individually is not possible. So we have to divide the whole work into small departments so that it can create the authority responsibility relationship, so that it can be clear that which work should be done by which person, right? So this is called organizing. Now the next topic is importance of organizing. Now what are the benefits of organizing? If we divide the work into small units, if we collect the necessary resources, if there is authority and responsibility relationship, then what is the importance, what is the benefit of this organizing? The first benefit of organizing is benefits of specialization. देखिए, HR department, first of all, we will drop the persons or the candidates in HR department who are skillful in HR working. We will drop the person in finance department who are well versed with the working of finance. So, and daily and on a routine basis, they do the activities repeatedly. Or we can say that if we do the activities in a repetitive nature, then what does we get? We get specialization. So if the people of these departments do the work regularly, then they become expert on their department, expert on their work, by which we can get the benefit of specialization. Whatever the work we get, whatever the work they will do, it will be done in a very specialized manner. So first point is benefits of specialization. By organizing the things, we can get the benefit of specialization. Next is clarity in working relationship. As I told you that there is a relationship that is called authority responsibility relationship or superior subordinate relationship. Every person, whether it is concerned to HR department, finance department, production department, every person, every worker know about the working, what the work he should do, or what is the working relation, who should report to whom, means who is the superior, who is the subordinate, each and everything is very clear. So there is a clarity in the working relationship. Next one is optimum utilization of resources. As I told you that there are number of departments in the organization, and we drop the person in that department only who is very specialized in that department. So if we drop the person on that particular department, then what does the consequences of it? The consequences is in the form of optimum utilization of resources. The resources will not be waste. If the person is very expert in production, so what does he do? He is not going to waste our resources, right? So we can say that by organizing, it helps in the optimum utilization of resources. Next one is development of personnel. Personnel means workers or the employees. There is a development of personnel because when HR department delegates its work to the subordinates, or finance department delegate its work or share the work to its employees, then the HR department have the time to focus on the important issues of the organization, right? So what does it do? When the HR department gives authority and responsibility to its employees, to its subordinate, then these subordinates are doing the work of HRM, yani ki human resource manager, or the finance department, or the head of finance department delegate or share the work to its subordinate, then the subordinate are doing the work of financial manager. So these workers become expert in the work of financial manager. So it helps in the development of personnel. By delegating, by sharing the work by the departmental head to their subordinate, helps to develop the personnel, right? Next one is expansion and growth. If your organization is working in a very good manner, then you can expand the size of your business. For example, if you are dealing in textile only, right? If you are dealing in textile only, and if you want to start the business of stationery, then easily you can start the business of stationery, because you know that the firm of textile is running or working in a very smooth manner. You can expand the size of your organization very easily, right? So in this way, we can say that we can expand the size of our organization very easily. Next one is effective administration. As I told you that effective administration took place only when there is a smooth functioning, there is a smooth running of your organization. And in organizing, we just have to keep this factor in our mind that all the departments should work properly. There should be the clear-cut authority responsibility relationship among the superior and the subordinate. If there is a clarity in the roles, if every person knows that which person the subordinate or the superior, means who reports to whom is clear, then we can say that the effective administration will be there. The administration will be much more effective. So in organizing, we can say that there are number of benefits, that is number of importance, that is benefits of specialization. It means that the work will be done in a very specialized manner. Second is clarity in working relationship. Every person knows that who reports to whom, who is the superior, who will be the subordinate. Optimum utilization of resources, as the work is divided into the departments and each department is filled by the trained persons. So the resources will be utilized in the best possible manner. The workers are not going to waste the resources. Next is development of personnel. The personnel will be developed because when these departments, when these people delegate their authority and responsibility to the subordinates, then these subordinates will do the work of their head. So by which we can develop the managerial efficiency in our subordinates also. Expansion and growth, we can expand the size of the organization, we can grow the size of the organization, I should say. If we are dealing in one product, we can deal in multiple products if we are following the organizing very properly. And effective administration, the administration is no doubt very effective in organizing because the role clarity is there. Each person, each subordinate, each superior know about the role and each person know about who reports to whom. So the administration is very effective over there.